wanted to ask you, this is obviously probably going to be a special week for you. You're going to play in your 155th game as an Eagle. I remember interviewing you, it feels like 10 years ago at training camp. Maybe you didn't know if you were going to be back, and maybe this felt like it may be the end of your career with the Eagles a long time ago, but you stuck around, you persevered, you got better. How special will this be to play in this game and the longevity you've had with the Eagles after everything you've been through, a rocky start, and then you come up with maybe the biggest play in Super Bowl history?
Man, I'm hoping to come up with the biggest play this week to help us win. But it's always special. Anytime I get to go out on this field, I always kind of reminisce and look back and kind of look at the view that I've been looking at for over almost, like you said, well, it's been 11 years now, actually. Because 2021 coming, but yeah, man, it's a blessing, man, because all the stuff I've been through, not knowing where I'm gonna be, getting ridiculed by you guys, you know what I'm saying, keeping me on my toes and having fun a little bit of, you know what I'm saying, at the same time. It's been an up and down, but a consistent, thing for me the last 5 or 6 years after we won.
Mike and then Les.
Hey, Brandon. Connor Barwin coached you guys while Matt was out, and I guess Jeremiah was out a couple of weeks ago. What does he bring to kind of the coaching staff and practice? And then what's it like learning from or getting coached up by a guy who was once your peer?
It's cool because he knows what you're going through, and he brought that energy that he always had when we was playing. So he was a natural. All he needed, he kind of know what the other side feels like now. Being upstairs, being on the coaching side of it, it's not an easy job. But one thing I will say, he brought the energy that week, and we was excited to have him.
Could you see him becoming a defensive line coach or a defensive coordinator down the road, just from a mental standpoint, personality standpoint?
Oh yeah, for sure. I could see him with his headset on, calling plays, having being Connor, because Connor a smart player. He was a smart player, so I'm sure that'll definitely translate to him being a coach or coordinator, whatever one he chooses to be.
Les and then Jeff.
Hey, BG. As this slide continues, what are things like there? You've been through this before. What do you tell guys? Do you see a difference in the way they handle this than in previous years? Do you see a danger here in, people kind of giving up? Or
I don't see no danger at all, man. I see 5 games left. I see a focused team, that's just trying to get it right, that's really trying to really get it right, because at the end of the day, we want to prove you wrong, Les. We want to prove all y'all wrong because everybody want to tank the season, say it's over, the sky is falling like Coach say. But I do know that, man, you will see, we going to fight to the end. And, I'm going to bet on us all the time because that's what I like the most because, like I say, the leaders on this team, man, we won't let you fall into that. If we hear it, we address it now. I feel more comfortable than ever, on addressing stuff that goes against what we're trying to do. I can't have people talking negative about, what didn't happen. I don't care what didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? We still got an opportunity, but it's on us and our attitude on how we going to fix it. And so we can't let stuff slide anymore, which we have because we thinking it's going to come. No, you got to be right. We got to be real with ourselves, and we got to be honest with ourselves and let us know and let people know where they at and where we're trying to go if they're trying to go there. So, but, man, I'm excited because I know when we go out to Green Bay this week, we're going to fight like we did last year, and we're going to go out here and we're going to try to get this win. And I know that all it takes is a lot more focus than we normally do. We know we physical. We know we're going to go out there and play hard, but let's be smarter than what we've been doing with the penalties, and let's make our plays when they come to us.
Jeff and then Zach.
Brandon, as the quarterback and leader of one of the leaders of the team, how has Carson held himself accountable, both with word and deed, to the rest of the team?
Well, the first step is admitting where you're bad at. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I love that Carson did. When we talked to the team, he knew that he had to own some of the stuff that he's been doing. But at the same time, he let us know that he's working his butt off to make sure that he start doing a lot of stuff better. And that's all people want to hear is you to take ownership of yours and we can move on, because that's how you build relationships, being taking ownership of what you do, and now let's do something about it. And so what I like is this week, he been just doing something about it. In practice, we're trying to bring the energy, offense side, trying to make it, fun and competitive. Instead of just the defense being all hype and stuff, we seen the offense get out there when they making plays. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what you need. You need that energy to pass off and rub off on other people, because some people, everybody ain't ready to go to practice sometimes. But if your team come out, and some people on the team come out with that energy and start making plays, it's all infectious, and people start to, pick it up some, because, man, if them boys out here getting it, I can't look bad. So, I got some pride about me. I got to go out here and do it too. And so that just start to happen naturally. And so I said, if we continue to have fun and not worry about what people got to say, because right now they ain't controlling what we doing right now. So why not put the work in? And that's that's the kind of mindset and the approach that we've been, going with this week. And the worst done happened to us already. Nobody expect us to do nothing. They expect us to fold and just say, forget it. Let's wrap up 2020 and let's get ready for 2021. That ain't where we trying to go. It's still a lot of ball left, and all we got to do is get in there. And I bet you, what I'm saying, that it's going to be even more focus with our team once we get in there.
We have time for two more, so we'll go Zach and then Kristen.
Hey, Brandon, you're known as a guy who likes to talk on the field. When you go up against Aaron Rodgers, do you still talk, or is that someone you don't try to tempt?
Well, you got to have fun. Nobody is exempt of the trash talk. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's much respect to Aaron all the time. I tell him that to his face. Hey man, it's all respect. But today it's gonna be that type of day today. We coming today. You know what I'm saying? Everybody know, them quarterbacks know we coming. You know what I'm saying? So you better get ready. That type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? I have fun with that, and but tempting him, he take it however he want to take it. Of course, he gonna come. He coming ready, and he trying to beat us on that day anyway. But I'm gonna be me, and I'm gonna have fun with anybody on that field, and let them know that it's gonna be a hard day, for you. But of course, we gonna be battling. That's pretty much what I'm saying. It's gonna be a battle.
Go ahead, Kristen.
Hey, BG, clearly you're bringing the energy today. But when we talk about the want for complementary football in game, when the offense is going 3 and out and the defense is having to go back out there, how do you make sure that you guys on defense can bring that energy and stay fresh, even though you're getting so much time out there on the field?
Well, with us, me and Rodney would come to each other, and we'd start talking, and we'd be like, what we got to do, man? We got to take it up another notch and get a turnover, flip the field, put the offense in a better position to where, it don't take them nothing but 20 yards to get in, because we done got a strip sack or interception or whatever it is. Let's start flipping the field for us instead of, going out there getting a 3 and out. They punt and they flip the field on a punt because the punt was good. But, at the same time, we can be the ones that dictate how this field position go, and so that's our mindset when we go out, trying to take it up a notch to put the offense in a better position, because defense definitely, great defenses always put their offense in great positions. And, if we trying to be a great defense, we got to keep it up and we got to keep going. And so it's no point of crying about what the offense is doing. Let's make sure that we stay tight on what we doing, and we'll always be in the fight.
After really weeks of a rotating offensive line, it feels like there's starting to be some consistency across the line. How can that help you and this run game kind of find its footing, especially early in games?
It's going to help a lot. But honestly, it's been, the lineup's been different almost every game. And honestly, the running game has still been effective. So, in my opinion, it's good to be, stable and consistent with the same guys in there, but honestly, the O-line's been doing a heck of a job as far as the running game. So there's nothing more else I can really ask for.
If I can follow up, why do you feel like you in the run game, I know you were injured and you were out for a few weeks, but why do you feel like the run game has had success despite the rotating offensive line?
I'd say coached out, and you got Jason Kelsey leading the ship. Kelsey, he does a heck of a job. I really wish people could see how he works in practice and calls. It's like art to me. Like he's very smart down there, and he's calling everything, getting the whole offense right. And we've been going as he's going.
John and then Les.
Hey, Miles, you guys played Green Bay last year. They've had some changes defensively, particularly at the inside linebacker positions. What have you kind of seen on tape from that defense, and is it anything drastically different?
Not really. Linebackers are probably a little more aggressive. They shoot gaps whenever they see them, and they're good pass rushers too, decent pass rushers. So gonna be another challenge for the running backs, and but we're gonna get the job done regardless. So, but overall, good defense, good front. They like to do like that 5 down front and got some 2 gapping in them. So, it's gonna be a challenge, and can't wait.
Les and then Martin.
Hey, Miles. So that game last year, the running game really powered the offense. I mean, you guys ran for 176 yards. Does it have to be that kind of game again for you to win this year? Certainly the notion of keeping Aaron Rodgers off the field and eating up some time is probably an attractive one. Do you see that as a key to winning this year?
Yeah, it could be a key. Good. It could be a key. Just establishing the run and being consistent with it throughout the game. I think that'll definitely give us a chance to stay on the field and keep 12 out the game, I guess. But that's not really our main thought. We played another great quarterback last week, and that wasn't like the game plan, just to keep him off the field. But no, we got a good game plan, a very dynamic game plan, and just ready to get out there and get to work. Really, it hasn't been a lot of talking going on. Really, it's just people just been showing up and going to work, and that's what it's come down to. Just trying to see who's really with us and see we still got a lot of football left to play. So, and everybody sees that, and we're just trying to finish this thing strong.
Martin and Damo.
Hey, Miles. I was kind of going to ask the same type of question, but keeping with that, like what worked in that game last year against the Packers as far as the running game was concerned? Was it just a matter of like going to it and sticking with it throughout the game, or was there something else that you saw?
Honestly, last year, the running game was very well, and that gave us a chance to just dish it out and throw it deeper down the field. A lot of play actions played a part in there last year, but the defense played a great game. Had some good special teams plays, including my special teams kick return. I think that game, the reason I made us play the game, it was just a real team win in all 3 phases. And I honestly, that's what we've been missing all of these games that we've been losing is all 3-phase game, and a 60-minute game, putting 4 quarters together. So hopefully we got a mission to go down there and just play a 4-quarter game, max effort, max intensity, consistent, and everybody doing their jobs.
We have 2 more, and then we'll get Greg Ward. So we'll go Damo and Mike Sealski.
Yeah, Miles, with regard to things that can help Sunday, you may be getting Zach Ertz back. Be the first time him and Dallas have been on the field together since week 3. Last year, a lot of your yards against them, the rushing yards, came in 12 personnel. With him back, with Dallas, with Richard, gives you some flexibility to play a lot of 12 and 13. How do you think that will help?
I think it'll help a lot, whatever it's called. When we have 12 personnel, I think the run game is unstoppable, honestly, with the O-line that we have and adding those 3 studs at the end, sealing it off. I think we're pretty unstoppable. I think we're unstoppable in the run game regardless. But, it's definitely going to help getting Ertz back. We miss him out there, and he's excited to be back.
Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, Miles. Rich Scangarello had been part of that kind of zone read system in previous places he had coached. How much have you guys implemented that into your offense, that kind of zone read running and outside zone runs and things like that? How much of that has come into what you've done this season?
It's in every day, stuck in my brain. I run them plays in my sleep. It's a big part of our offense, you know, with the inside zones and mid zones especially. Just getting those down pack and getting them running smoothly through practice, and you know they work in the game.
Just to follow up quickly, are you surprised that, you know, given their effectiveness, that you only got 6 carries last week, you know, you're not averaging many more carries per game this year than you were last year as a rookie? Would you have thought that maybe you might have seen the ball more often? You guys would have used that system more?
Honestly, I don't question the game plan at all. Whatever's called, I'm gonna do my job, whether it's a route, blocking, or whatever, or running the ball. So at the end of the day, I don't question no game plan rules or anything. Whatever's called, I'm gonna go out there and do my job.
This secondary has seemingly been hard for younger guys and new guys to crack and get playing time in. You've been one of the few guys who's been able to kind of get that role as a young player, a guy coming in. Why do you think it's so difficult to kind of adjust to this system once you get in it?
You mean adjust to the system? I mean, it's not hard. You just gotta focus. You gotta attack each and every day. You know, trust the game plan, go in, and you know you just gotta do your job and pay attention to the little details, and everything will be great.
Zach and then Kristen.
Hey, Avonte, I don't mean to bring up bad memories here, but the last time you were in Lambeau, there was a pretty horrific injury. Is that something that crosses your mind at all when you make this trip, when you watch film from last year? I mean, as a football player, how do you separate kind of the job from the human emotion of that?
It definitely, when I walk in, it's not going to be on my mind. You know, the only thing that's going to be on my mind is the game. But, you know, when I first walk in, you know, definitely, you know, thank God for, you know, still having an opportunity to play this game, because there's definitely a huge injury there. But, you know, once I'm on that field, once the whistles blow, that's probably the last thing that's on my mind. I won't even be thinking about that.
Have you stayed away from watching that film this week, or have you actually watched it?
No, I'll still watch it. Yeah. I still watch it. I'll watch whatever. Like, I'll watch definitely our game when we play against them, and then, you know, cut ups WF.
Well, thank you.
Kristen and then John.
Hey, Avonte, obviously it's a different team than Seattle, but back-to-back weeks with really great receiving cores. What stands out when you look at this group of Packers receivers?
You know, they got a great quarterback, great receiving core. And, you know, they're good. And, you know, we have to come in ready to compete and, you know, limit to these guys to less yards and, you know, be able to get off the field on third down.
John and then Ed Kratz.
Hey, Avonte, you just talked about the quarterback. I think we always have to start with Aaron Rodgers and Green Bay. You faced a lot of quarterbacks in this league now, a lot of good ones. What is kind of sets him apart from other quarterbacks?
He's smart. You just know he's up there, and you kind of catch him looking at you, and he's checking right away. You know, you can be locked in as your receiver. You glance out the side of your eye. He looking to see what you in or what you're doing, and he's checking to the right thing right then and there. So you just got to be able to keep him grounded. You know, he can run. You know, he can make plays on his feet as well, make any throw on the field. So, you know, he's just a great quarterback overall, and, you know, we got to limit to that guy as much as we can. And like I said, on third down, we just got to be able to get off the field. You know, this team really barely reaches third down because they're making so many good plays.
Kratz and then Ed Benkin.
Hey, Avonte, Slay matched up with Metcalf this past week and, came out and showed a lot of accountability. What do you learn from him in those types of situations? And the road doesn't get any easier this week with Davante Adams and then, D-Hop waiting down the road and Michael Thomas. But what do you learn from Slay in situations like that where he's matched up against
the other team's top receiver so often.
No, it's that top guy against the top guy, and he battling. Each and every play, he's battling each and every single one, and all you can do is tip your hat off to that guy because letting Slay do that, it opens up opportunities for other things for us to do on defense. So, Slay is definitely a competitor, great cornerback in his league, and me playing on the other side of him, being able to watch him do his work of craft and do his job is definitely a good thing for me.
Ed Bankin and then Jeff Skaversky.
Hi, Avonte. On the subject of Aaron Rodgers, you had Russell Wilson last week. What's it like, especially in a short week this week, back-to-back weeks against quarterbacks of that caliber?
It's a challenging, but it's fun. It's an opportunity to go out there and be able to compete and play. Have some fun doing it. We got you got these two high caliber quarterbacks that's top quarterbacks in the league, and you just want to be able to shut that offense down and show them that we one of the top defenses in the league.
We have time for a few more, so let's go Jeff, Dave, and Mike.
Hey, Avonte, what's up? Hope all's well. Kind of feeding off your last answer. Yesterday, Rodney McLeod talked about, hey, the defense needs to be tone setters. When the offense is struggling the way it has been, this season, do you guys put even more pressure on yourself as a secondary, as a defense, to set the tone even more and make more plays just to kind of compensate there?
I wouldn't call it pressure. I'll just say, we just doing our job. We all are one, no matter if it's offense, defense, or special teams. If our offensive side is not doing so well at that moment and we're going back out there, we're not thinking of it as pressure. We're thinking of it as let's get this thing back to them, anyway, anyhow. If that's a 4th down stop on the 1 yard line, or is that a fumble, sack fumble, or a pick, any way we can, 3 and out, any way we can and to get our ball back to them guys so they can have as many opportunities as they can.
Dave and then Mike.
Hey, Vontae. On Monday night, Slay told us that he told the defense that he put that game on himself. What was the reaction from you and the rest of the defense when he told you guys that?
No, he didn't put that game on himself. I mean, as any guy with much pride as him, you always say you put it on yourself because he don't feel as he plays his best game. But, in our eyes, he played a hell of a game, because he, like I said, he opened up way different windows for us to do things, that we wouldn't be able to do if he wasn't out there. He was able to contain that quarterback more, So Slay did a good job. We held him to 20 points, and for him to be running around with him that DK all game, and playing good defense on him right there in his pocket, as you can see on every play. So I think he did a good job.
Last question here from Mike.
Hey, Avonte, living with Dallas and having that relationship, how much has he made you a better defender, just mentally understanding the offense's, positions and going up against bigger receivers, I guess, during your time together?
Yeah, it helps tremendously. Definitely if I'm lining up against a tight end or anything, because he looks at me and he asks like, Avant, like what would you do if I gave you this release, or what would you do if I did this route here and there, and it's vice versa. Like if I'm up there, like what would you do if I'm here, or what would you do if I'm there? And Dallas being a good tight end, one of the, like I said, he'd be definitely a top tight end in this league as well, and it's definitely a helpful thing, us being there, being together, able to coach each other from the offensive side and the defensive side of the ball, see different things, see what you see on offense or see what I see on defense. So, that's definitely a tremendous help.
Do you guys ever work on technique, like just in the middle of watching film at home, just like, hey, let me work on my press move here? Do you ever do anything like that?
Nah, we don't do nothing like that. We click on the film and, we talk about it, though. Like I said, like, what would you do here, or what would you do here, or things like that. But we don't ever get up and line up.
I'm sure you saw what happened in Denver last week. The Eagles at this point don't have a quarterback quarantine like they had with Josh McCown. So if something were to happen, I imagine you would be the Kendall Hinton. Is that something you've thought about, and just given the circumstances of this year, do you think about quarterback?
No, I haven't thought about it. You know, we've been doing a good job with COVID and staying out of the way with guys being infected. So I haven't thought about it. You know, I just kind of live in the moment and just be ready whenever my name is called.
If I can ask a quick follow-up, what was your reaction either watching or hearing about Kendall Hinton and the
I was
situation?
happy for him. You know, I was happy for him. I was ready for him to go get a win for him. Honestly, I wanted him to go out there and do his best and come out with a win.
Thanks.
Martin and then Damo.
Hey, Greg, I wanted to ask you a similar type of question. Do you ever like throw passes during practice? Do you, I mean, is that something you do each time, or do you just pretty much not at all? Like, how does
Nah,
it-
I threw around. I kind of throw around with some of the guys, but that's about it. I don't throw passes in practice. No.
Damo and then Jeff.
Hey, Greg, you may be getting Zach back this week. What does that potentially mean to the offense and the flexibility it gives you as far as personnel groups?
Zach is extremely smart. You know, it just adds another great player to the offense. And whenever you can do that, I feel like that will always help your offense out, always help the players around, and that's very helpful for all of us, especially in the tight end and receiver room.
Go ahead, Jeff.
Greg, I understand you're part of a pretty close-knit group there of Christians that used to gather for the Bible reading on, I guess it was Thursdays, or whatever. I mean, how have you guys kind of navigated that in this post-pandemic world? Is that something that you could still do? Is that something that has to be done over Zoom? How's that being held this season?
Yeah, you would have to do it over Zoom, basically. I mean, it's all the same. You just have to do it virtually now.
So you guys have still done it virtually this year?
Yes, some of the guys have, yes.
Okay. And who now?
You went out, excuse me? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was just wondering who leads typically one player would lead the Bible study. Is that not the case anymore?
Nah, a few players. You know, you have a speaker.
Yep. Okay, thanks.
Go ahead, Mike.
Hey, Greg, just to follow up on the quarterback question, if you did have to play the position, could you, like, what would be the limits that you would have, and what would be your strengths and weaknesses if you had to get in there?
Of course I could do it. You know, you have to have that confidence, you know. I believe in myself. I had a confidence that I could do it if my name was called and I had to do that. So my whole mindset would just be to go out there and do my best and just try to get the win, you know. And just like my mindset for every single game, no matter what position I'm at, just go out there and help the team win.
Just from the physical demands of the position, though, what would be, the easiest part of it to adjust to? Is it throwing a 10-yard, or hardest part? Is it throwing a 10-yard out? Is it reading a coverage? What would be the most challenging parts of making that transition?
Maybe I would say all the crazy coverages that the NFL have. You know, it's not just a tradish cover 3 or cover 4 or whatever. You know, now guys like to disguise it differently. So I would just have to do a lot of film study and, just try to go out there and make plays.
We'll go to Damo next.
Yeah, Greg, you ran a lot of zone reads and RPOs at Houston. I'm curious, particularly in a season like this where there was no off-season, no training camp, no preseason games, how difficult is it to get that chemistry between a quarterback and a running back as far as the feel for the ball, pulling it out, and getting that part of the game comfortable with regard to zone reads?
Whatever time you're given, you just have to make the best of it. So you just can't look in the past. I'm sure quarterback and running back in the summer kind of go over handoffs with certain guys and talk through it. But since we wasn't able to in OTAs and things like that, I think the time now you have to get extra in, so everybody can be on the same page.